Ye old beach boy.
Looks like it's good now. Here we go. In 3, 3, 2, 1.
Are you looking for me?
Hi, my name is Glenn, and I'm sure we have a lot of things in common. Number 1, we don't like to write checks. Number 2, we don't like to take out the garbage. Number 3, we probably don't like to clean the house. And number 4 is that you purchased this tape, and I'm on this tape for one specific reason, to try to meet the right person. I'm doing this because over the last 6 months, I decided that I'm lonely.
My phallus is not erect.
Many Bothans died to bring you this information. This is the morning stream.
Good morning, everybody. It is the morning stream for Thursday, February 24th, 2022. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbett over there. Hello, Brian.
Hello, Scott. How are you?
Oh, you know, it's just the Cold War's back in full force. We're all just dealing with it here, soaking in it, trying to figure it out. Actually, it seems a little less cold.
Yeah, it's a kind of a warm, maybe even a hot war.
Yeah, a little bit, a little hot. No, not great. We have some listeners and fans in Ukraine. I hope that they are safe and doing okay. One of which I heard from not 2 weeks ago or something.
Oh, really?
Just letting us know, that they listen to the show and that they like what we're doing and stuff. And who knew 2 weeks later they would have an invasion to deal with. So I hope they're okay. In fact, reach out if you can. We just love to hear how you're doing out there. I don't even know how they get the show. I mean, it's like I guess Ukraine's got pretty good internet, but
they're not under the not embargo. What's the thing? It's like a internet monopoly kind of thing, like China has, right?
Oh, they're full on, like, vote for a guy, put him in office kind of democracy over there. They're fine. It's just those a-holes in Russia who want to come over there and poke him in the butt. Don't do it, Russia. Don't do it. Oh, you're already doing it?
Don't come poke him in the butt,
yeah,
Russia.
Don't poke him in the butt. Anyway, hey, so I was having an interesting conversation this morning. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but I want to ask you your opinion on this.
Okay. All right.
There's
you can ask me about a video game that I don't think I've ever played before.
No, it's not about. It won't be about the game.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Yeah, totally not about that. So, the part about this that is about a video game is this. So the Souls games, Demon Souls, Dead Souls 1 and 2, not Dead Souls, Dark Souls. Thank you. Dark Souls 1 and 2, a couple other games. The From Software people, they make these games that are notoriously difficult, and if you've got the time and the effort and the skill, you can really, hammer those things out, and it's very satisfying if you can beat them. Very popular. There's kind of two camps. You either really like Souls-likes, they call them, or you don't like them because they're too hard. They're punishingly hard, and it's almost like a throwback to like arcade days in a way, where it was just impossibly hard, but somebody could beat it. Sure. Think of like bullet hell shooters or any number of genres where
Dragon's Lair.
Well, yeah, maybe that. Except that you could memorize. Like, this is even harder than that.
That's true. Yeah, those patterns basically.
Yeah, and there's some of that here, but it's really, really hard. The boss fights are extremely difficult. You lose a bunch of progress when you die.
Tristan was a huge fan of those.
Yeah, and like I say, like he's probably, I don't know if that's unusual or not, but in his generation, there's probably a lot of people who are really, really into these, and then there are a lot of people who are like, it's too hard, too punishing. I'm kind of in the camp of it's too punishing. I don't have time to deal with it. If I was 17 and all I had to do was play video games all day,
that's right. Yes.
I would probably love Souls-likes, but it's just not me. Anyway, not a big deal. But the part I don't understand is this rabid attitude on that. On the camp of pro Souls-likes, which is there should never be any kind of easier modes. Like, they should never put in a mode that says set it to normal or set it to easy or anything, just so people can experience it and have the world and have it just to be an easier time. They are adamantly against that concept, that you would ever do that and make it accessible for anyone else but the hardcore. And that's fine. This conversation I was having with this guy, though, got kind of weird
Okay.
And I'll just share part of it because I'm trying to understand it. I'm not judging it. I don't want to judge it.
Yeah.
I said to him, let's see. Sorry, let me get back to where it was. Here he goes. Okay, so I said to him, okay. I said, this is a little bit like an NFL player being mad that 8-year-olds have no tackle rules in their Little League games. Like there's like somehow it ruins the thing for everybody else.
Yeah.
He says, I just feel like it's okay for some things to be only for certain people. And once you make it so everyone can accomplish something, you take away from those who were once part of a very exclusive group. I said, I don't understand I don't understand this idea that if you completed a game on the hardest setting, that the result is somehow diminished because there are lower difficulty settings. You played it on hard. You're a badass. You did it.
And you will have always played it on hard no matter what other modes get added to the game.
Yeah, I don't understand. They don't force you to do those modes. You were never once asked to do them, and you never did them, so why? I don't understand the difference. He says, I disagree. That's okay. I'm not upset. We have different opinions. I'll just never be okay with easy modes. And I said, they don't affect you, though. You don't even have to play using an easy mode, ever.
Yeah.
And he says, this is probably where the problem, this is new information. Says it doubly doesn't affect me because I don't even play Souls games. Well, then why are we having this conversation?
What?
He says,
he arguing with that? Okay.
He says, I just feel like it diminishes the value of the games. What's wrong with certain games not being for everyone? Do video games need to fall victim to the, quote, everybody needs a trophy mentality? That's not what I'm saying at all, but whatever. So I said, he says, why take the meaning and sacred idea of Soul, or why take away the meaning and sacred idea of Souls games just to make a select group happy? I said, there's a meaning and sacred idea? It's a video game.
Is that covered in the first chapter of the Prima Games guide to the Souls games? Like,
yeah, like,
sign this so you can understand the sacred meaning of.
This idea that some of this stuff is sacred. Like, I probably shouldn't get off this boat and not talk to the guy. But my point is, actually, the question I wanted to ask you was,
sure,
if you play a game,
I can make my own Mario levels now. I'm done.
I'm out. But if you play a game, Brian, and you decide, I just don't have the time to bang my head against the wall, I need to make this simpler and easier, and you play it on an easier setting, do you feel like a lesser human being? Do you feel
I don't. There's an initial like, oh man, why can't I get, why do I have to go on easy mode? And it does last for like a minute, and then I'm like, nah, screw it. Mm-hmm. What did that recently happen with? Was it? It was something. Dang, where there was just a level I was struggling with, and I think the game even said, "Hey, looks like you're struggling with this. Do you want to just go on and do you want to do, Brian?" Basically,
yeah. How you doing there? You okay?
Basically, Brian, looks like you're gonna take forever to do this level. Do you want to just play it on an easy mode? You know what it was? It was the mythology Phoenix Rising.
Oh,
Phoenix
yeah,
Rising?
that did have a way of saying you're blowing through content. Do you want to up the difficulty or do you want to lower it or whatever it is?
Yeah, and I think the problem was that I got through an area without without doing a few things that would have given me higher levels in attack or defense or something like that. And I got to the boss and I started bashing my head against the boss. And then after 4 times dying, it says, hey, why don't you just scale it back to easy mode? We'll put it back on normal mode when you're done battling this boss. But for right now, why don't you do this on easy mode? I'm like, you know what? Yeah, why? What blows will I suffer to my ego for doing this? And for a second, I felt like, oh, I suck. I could play it on easy mode. But after doing that, it's like, what am I here to do? I'm here to enjoy this content. I'm not here to flop my achievement ween right on the internet for everyone to see and say, look what I did. I'm here to enjoy the content.
And if you were there for that, you have that too. It's there.
There is the place for that as well.
And that's my whole point is the game doesn't exclude these people from their hard modes.
Yeah.
Like, go do it on hard, and now you've got the achievement. I did it on hard. It's all exactly. Ones and zeros where we have proof you did it on hard. We know you got the achievement. It's not like you can't lie your way through it or whatever. I don't understand that. And then when you start talking about how your game is sacred, okay, whatever, dude.
Yeah,
we're not having that conversation. I love video games. But
I think it was the great prophet Russell Mael of the band Sparks that said, nothing is sacred.
Yeah, and he's right. It's all kind of just whatever. You know what? The life of children is sacred. There, I said.
There you go. Well, yes, okay, sure. Humanity and
the life of people, the welfare of others, the
sure.
Those sorts of things. But your video game, your freaking Souls-like.
Yeah, your movie, your comic book, your TV show, your board game, none of that's sacred. It's there for entertainment and enjoyment, and everyone is going to be entertained and enjoy it a different way than you. So there's no established rule book of how you're allowed to enjoy that thing.
Yeah, and let me flip this around. If I said, I actually think he's got it backwards, because if you play a game that has a really hard mode but also has easier modes, aren't you in a more exclusive rad group if you beat it on hard than you would on a game that has no other modes? Yeah. And everyone who did beat it on the same mode? Now you're just in the same crowd. You know what I mean? Like, aren't you actually... Boy, I should have said that in my Twitter reply.
You should have. Oh, see? This is why you don't tweet 5 seconds before we do the show. Take some time. Think about it.
Yeah. I got to workshop it. Put it in front of editorial, see what they say, and then I'll get it out there.
Exactly.
All right.
Can you remember the hardest game you've ever played? What is the most difficult game you've ever played?
Well, it was one of those Souls-like. Sekiro specifically was very, very hard, and I gave up. But I think besides that, probably... Oh, geez. Recently, I tried to play one of the Mega Man games.
Oh, yeah. No kidding.
Those are freaking hard.
Those were...
games.
And the even the original NES ones, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like... yeah, especially since there's the save points or whatever you call those, where you get to a place and that's your new
checkpoint
starting point.
Yeah.
Checkpoint. Thank you.
Yeah.
Checkpoint Charlie. The game had so few of those that you felt like you're starting right at the beginning anytime something bad happened.
Yeah,
so.
those and the all those Contra games and that kind of stuff, just ridiculous. Very, very hard stuff. And even those had levels, but even on the easiest freaking Mega Man will kill you. So, yeah, all we're saying is don't get so hoity-toity about your game. Who cares? Exactly. And I love video games, man. I do half my content is about gaming. I love it. It's amazing. I hold that whole thing as very important in my life, but it's sacred? What are we doing?
Yeah.
All
right. Hey, really quick.
Yeah.
We'll do this really quick because I know we got Amy here. But do you have your dream cards handy for like a rarity right now, Scott? I remembered my dream last night.
Crap.
If not, all right, that's all right. I'll just go.
All right, give me your dream. This is rare. You never remember your dreams.
This is rare. I hardly ever remember my dreams, and it was because it woke me up. And it's gonna crack you up. What exactly woke me up?
Okay.
All right. So always, whenever I'm in a house, in my dream, it's a familiar house. When I wake up and think about what that house looked like, it's like I have never seen that house before in my life. I don't know what house that is. But in the dream, it's my house.
It's your house.
And I'm listening to the radio, and they're giving away something that I want, some sort of concert tickets, and they ask a trivia question. And I'm like, oh, my God, I know the answer to this. And the DJ is almost doing the YouTube thing that I was describing earlier, where he's really like, all right, so we have our unique phone number that you need to call because we won't give you the same phone number every time. This also, for some reason, seemed completely natural to me that a radio station would have a new phone number every time they do a contest. And so I'm like dialed the first several numbers and I'm waiting for him to tell me the last several numbers. And it's like, oh my God, when is he going to say it? And he cuts to a commercial and he comes back. And so I have to dial all those numbers again. And finally he comes back and says, all right, so we're going to take the first caller with the correct answer. And he gives me the answer, or he gives me the phone number, or says the phone number. I dial it. It goes to a switchboard. Some dude answers and goes, are you calling for this? And I'm like, what?
What?
Are you calling for the like?
All right.
I like contest. He's like, okay, please hold. And so he puts me.
All right.
And then it rings a few times, and it finally gets to, all right, here, welcome to such and such radio. Who's this? Oh, it's Brian. All right, what's the answer? And I'm like scrambling because I can't even remember what the freaking trivia question was that they asked. Like,
this is perfect nightmare for you, by the way. Perfect.
It is my nightmare of my memory completely failing me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, crap, do I say, oh, you know, that was such a, could you repeat that question just so I can make sure I got it right? Have it right. And that's when I woke up like,
oh, that's weird.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's weird. And so to this point, you still have no idea.
I don't know. You know, your brain does weird things in dreams. There may have never been a trivia question. My brain maybe told me, you know, in dream world that a trivia question was asked and you know the answer to it. And I never actually heard what the trivia question was.
See, that's crazy. Why are my dreams? See, your dream at least goes to say, all right, well, you know, Brian's very good at answering stuff. He's on the spot, ready to go. I can ask him a trivia question. He'll know the answer. And so this is a very like, oh, of course, one of the things you would least like to have happen is be caught in that situation where you don't know even the question, let alone the answer. It makes sense to me. My dream last night was Kim told me to put a bunch of books in boxes and sell them. And I turned around to do that, and when I turned back, she was Danny DeVito for the rest of the dream. Now, does that have anything to do with
Scott.
anything?
Hey, Scott!
Like, it has nothing to do with me at all. Like, I don't understand
it. Yeah, that is weird. Mine absolutely says, here is your fear, Brian. I will lay it out as clearly as possible. This is something you are deathly afraid of. Is your memory going, and you not not having the ability to recall information that was given to you 10 seconds ago.
But that's
Yours
such
is like, are you afraid of books or Danny DeVito or?
That's what I'm saying. You have practical dreams.
Yeah.
Even the nightmares are practical because they have a purpose. They make sense. I have my friend Brian's head on a chair once. Danny DeVito telling me to sell a bunch of books, pretending to be my wife. Like what?
Laura Palmer and Arnold Palmer in some sort of weird medical mashup.
Really weird. I don't get it. Dreams are weird, man. That's all I know.
Totally weird.
For 100% sure. All right. Speaking of weird things, not really. Amy's not weird. We're bringing in Red Fraggle. She's the opposite of weird. She's very nice.
She's the good weird. Like, you know, some people like to be weird. I think she likes to be weird, and she is the good weird.
Oh, yeah, she's our kind of weird. For sure. And I like our kind of weird. Hey, look who it is, everybody, joining us for Read This with Amy. It's Amy herself. Hi, Amy.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
You having a good week and stuff?
Oh, yeah. You know, I have a question for both of you guys.
Go for
Sure.
it.
You have both successfully raised teenage boys.
Mm-hmm.
And by successfully, I mean they're like out of your house without you having murdered them first.
It really, I'm glad you did qualify what you consider successful.
Yeah, no, that's true. We've had, I think you could call Brian and I successfully raised a boy,
Right.
and then
we
pushed him out.
successfully evicted a boy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Whatever success is measured at. I mean, is he like, valedictorian at MIT? No, but they're good kids and they're out and they're doing their thing. So sure.
Yeah.
So what's your question about that?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so my question is
that smell. I know what your question is, and that smell never goes away.
Yeah, it never leaves.
Oh, damn it. That really was my question. Like,
Was it really?
Yes. Can you ever convince them to not be stinky? Like,
it depends. Like, right. So Nick hit an interesting stage at 18 and it never left. He got really, really cool with that stuff and started like buying interesting colognes. He bought like fancy soap for men. He's got he's really into his like leather boot collection that he's got going on. Yeah. It sounds like I'm describing somebody who's maybe living an alternate lifestyle. I'm not. I'm just saying he just got suddenly really interested in that. Like instead of just hair gel or whatever, like what's he going to groom his beard with? Like that stuff suddenly became popular or important to him.
Same with Tristan.
Yeah, and I think that
about like 20, maybe.
Yeah,
19,
18 to 20, 18? I think, somewhere in
Yeah.
that range. For Nick, it was a little younger. Carter will remember more, and she's in the chat. But so when I go like hug Nick when I see him now, he smells like a LL Bean or something like just a nice, Ralph Lauren kind of deal going on. But prior to that, Dorito feet 24/7. That kid
For sure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
B.O.
Man, yeah. Well, that's the problem. Is like my kid, he walks by me, and I'm like, oh man, like 2-day-old SpaghettiO smell, like walking past me. It's like, oh, dude, take a shower. And like the other day, he clearly hadn't taken a shower, and he was super stinky. But I had other chores I had to do. I had to make him do. Yeah. And so we did that, and I was like, all right, when we're done with this, be sure you go take a shower. And then the next morning, my husband drove him to school, and he comes in and he's like, man, the boy was so smelly. And I texted him and I was like, dude, did you take a shower? He's like, no, I forgot. Like, how the hell do you forget to take a shower?
It's a phase. How old is he now? How old is he?
He's 17.
I think it's probably a little phase. They all got their little dirty phase, Yeah. They're all just like gross and they don't care.
I have hope. Like what you guys told me is like eventually they'll get into some hygiene there. And
usually it's when someone in the chat said it, but usually I think it was Sam or somebody. But usually it's when relationships start to be meaningful to them, and they don't want to be gross to their significant other, girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever they find. So I think that's part of it. They just get to a point where like, oh yeah, I better not reek all day if I want to actually take this girl out. And I think that'll do it more. I mean, is he dating regularly now? And when he does, is he bringing home like an equally gross girl? Like what's that about?
Yeah, well, no, see, that's the thing. He has a girlfriend, and she's lovely. She actually came over for dinner last night, and I'm like, and she's a very nice girl and very stylish and whatnot. And I'm like, Daniela, can you not smell him? Like, is there something wrong with your
Maybe she likes it. Maybe she's like, oh yeah, week old SpaghettiOs. She's really into that. Who knows?
Somebody in the chat asked me if she has COVID. No, I don't think she has.
Symptom free except for the smell thing, and then she's the luckiest girl in the world. Nice.
Yeah.
That'll change. Right. It'll be fine. Boys are gross, and then they are not. And then they are again, and then they're not. They're always kind of gross. Whereas my girls, they always smell great. They just, well, they had a moment there when they were little and had diapers.
Sure.
But for the most part, they were like cute little, Kim made them smell nice.
Aww.
Yeah. So that's good. And then, of course, men grow up to be 52-year-old guys in bars who smell their waitress as they walk by. So there's that. Anyway, let's get to the book thing today. So you've sent me a clip. Do you want me to play this first? Do you have any setup for this, or what do you got?
Book clip.
Since we're talking about stinky things, let's go ahead and play that clip.
All right, here you go.
Then I had an idea. Why bother with the outhouse at all? Why not put some newspaper on the floor and do my business like a puppy? That seemed like a fantastic idea. So that's what I did. I took the newspaper, laid it out on the kitchen floor, pulled down my pants, and squatted and got to it. When you shit, as you first sit down, you're not fully in the experience yet. You are not yet a shitting person. You're transitioning from a person about to shit to a person who is shitting. You don't whip out your smartphone or a newspaper right away. It takes a minute to get the first shit out of the way and get in the zone and get comfortable. Once you reach that moment, that's when it gets really nice. It's a powerful experience, shitting. There's something magical about it, profound even. I think God made humans shit in the way we do because it brings us back down to earth and gives us humility. I don't care who you are. We all shit the same. Beyonce shits. The Pope shits. The Queen of England shits. When we shit, we forget our airs and our graces. We forget how famous or how rich we are. All of that goes away. You are never more yourself than when you are taking a shit.
Wow. All right. So that's Trevor,
Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
So tell us what this is. Why is he telling us this story?
Yes. So the book is Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, and it's basically his autobiography, and obviously that's him reading it as well. And it's interesting. Somebody in the Tadpole actually recommended this book to me, and then when I found out that he read the audio himself, I was like, oh, well, yeah, I'm doing that on audiobook for sure. Yeah.
Tina listened to this and loved it. And I was in the room with her for a little bit while she was listening to it. And I was like, oh my God, I want to listen to the rest of this. He is such an engaging speaker, and his stories are so good.
Yeah. It is fantastic, and he really does. He weaves the story really well. And the book, it's not his stand up. It's not like all. I mean, that clip was pretty funny, but like, it's not all that. He talks a lot about growing up in South Africa during apartheid. And that thus the title "Born a Crime." I mean, he's a mixed race person during a time when it was illegal for that to happen. So his existence was illegal when he was growing up.
Oh, interesting.
And like what that was like and everything, and how he kind of for a while didn't feel like he really belonged anywhere. Because he was, the black kids were like, well, you're not black, but the white kids were like, well, you're not white, and so and he had to, so his mom had to pretend that he wasn't her kid because else she could get in trouble, if a cop ever stopped them on the road or something like that.
He should have been able to be like a normal kid that his mother's afraid or embarrassed to know him because he pooped on the floor. That's the big lie.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that's the difference between him and me. And that's the thing you always have to remember as a cis white male these days, is that your experience is not that indicative of others, Like mine would have just been that kid pooped on the floor. For him, it's like all this racial stuff and he pooped on the floor. Yeah.
I mean, and this book, it has everything. It's got, it's got some good history lessons in there. It's got humor. It's got I'm not going to spoil anything, but the last couple of chapters you won't be able to stop because you're engaged and like, oh my God, what's going to happen here? And I'm not gonna lie, for me it was a little bit triggering, but I was engaged in it at that point, and I'm like, okay, now I have to see it through. But because there's a domestic violence angle in there, so that's a thing for me.
Sure.
But yeah, it's fantastic, and I definitely whoever in the tadpole, and I apologize because I went back and looked in the Discord, but I couldn't find who had recommended this book to me. But thank you for the recommendation because it was fantastic, and I want to turn around and recommend it to everybody else because it's definitely a good listen or a good read, and I would definitely recommend checking it out.
I'm trying to see source-wise, obviously Audible and stuff like that. Looks like iBooks also has it on an audiobook, and Trevor Noah. I'm just trying to see where there it is. His status here looks like everything available in every format you could ever want it in. And cheap too, $10 on Kindle, no brainer. Totally worth grabbing.
Cool.
Very nice. All right, well I like it. He's interesting. He's just an interesting dude in general. I can't think of any job harder. Well, there's probably harder jobs, given today's circumstances, but there's probably no harder job in entertainment at the time anyway to step in and say, hey, this guy nobody hardly knows. You're taking over for Jon Stewart, who everybody knows.
And
right.
loves. And loves. A job that everybody loves.
And it was like this amazing run, and you're going to take that over somehow, and you're still going to make that work somehow. Like it almost feels impossible, like Conan O'Brien impossible when he took over for Letterman levels of change, and yet still he pulled it off, and it's pretty amazing. So anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree. I love Trevor Noah, and if you haven't seen his stand up, it's also really, really good. So yeah,
he has a special on Netflix, right? Like I think it's Netflix. He has a special. It's very good. Kim and I watched it and loved it, and that also had a bunch of this history in there, like talking about his growing up and stuff. So it wasn't like now we all need to get serious kind of moments, but it was enough for you to go, oh yeah, this dude's seen some stuff. It's not so cut and dry.
And he's had a fascinating life, and he's not even that old, and so it's like, wow, dude.
He's what, in his 30s?
You got a good story there.
30 something or whatever. Yeah, he's young. Yeah. Plenty more to do. All right, well, that's awesome. Go check it out, you guys. That's Trevor Noah's Born. What is it again? Sorry, title. I just closed the.
Born a Crime.
Born a Crime.
Yeah.
There you go. Go check it out. All right, Amy, tell people where they can find you and talk to you and give you book recommendations and that sort of thing.
Sure, yeah. I'm Red Fraggle 3 on all the socials, and I will be at TMS Vegas.
Yeah.
Yay!
So yeah, come say hi to me.
You gonna bring the smelly 17-year-old or no?
No,
No,
nope.
that's too bad.
The smelly 17-year-old will have school, so he will be with his dad. So
Gotcha. Well, when everyone knows Dad gets a little smellier when Mom leaves, and at least I do.
Kind of true, yeah.
Yeah,
actually.
I'm excited to see you in person. That'll be crazy after all this time we've known each other. This will be great.
I know. I was telling my daughter about that the other day. I was like, I've known these guys for like 10 or plus years, many years, but I've never met Scott in person.
I think it would have been like 06 or something. Because we were all sending promos to each other for that. What did we call that little podcast network we were all part of at one point? Brian, I think you were on this too, weren't you? The something network. And we all played promos, and Amy did a promo for the instance, and it was forever ago.
I don't know. I don't remember.
It was so long ago.
Yeah. Long time ago, and it was like back in the ELR days. And stuff.
It was Extra Life Radio, and Len Peralta was still doing his thing, and he was a part of it.
Tripod? Tripod was Len's. Okay, that was Len's.
That's it.
Yeah, Tripod Network.
We were all doing the Tripod Network thing. Was that a Len thing? I couldn't remember.
That was Len. Yeah, Len started that with 2 other people, and I can't remember who the other 2 people were, but they were the 3 pods of the tripod.
Yeah, they were the 3 heads of Cerbus itself. Well, anyway, that's awesome. Amy, have a fantastic week. We look forward to our next discussion.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye now. All right.
Cool. And that link is now available on Quick TMS LI, quicktms.ly.
Very nice. Check this out.
Yeah.
It's time for the news, and it's brought to you by...
Ow, bam! Upload? What if you live streamed your best friend's secret identity to the entire world? That's the story explored in Super Best Friend, issues 1 and 2, now live on Kickstarter at superbestfriendcomic.com. Marvel as Maddie Moore, a live streamer sidekick, ventures into the fantastic world of superheroes to repair his friendship and discover his true destiny. This 44-page comic book is written by Ringo-nominated writer Jason Inman and features a cover by Death of Superman artist and comics legend Dan Jurgens. Scoop up the issue at superbestfriendcomic.com.
I think Dan Jurgens is one of the heirs to the Jurgens lotion fortune. Do you think that's a thing?
Spelled totally differently. That's with that Jurgens is with an E.
This is a U.
This is with a U. Yeah, I have that Jurgens lotion thing right next to the tissue box over here.
Oh, I can't think of why you'd have that there. It's a weird proximity, to have all that there.
What?
Yeah, weird. Hey, look at this. We're going to Alabama for our first story.
Okay.
So hop on board, everybody.
I hope it's Greenbow, Alabama.
Well, it's Sweet Home, Alabama for sure.
Okay, all right.
Suspicious packages at an Alabama courthouse turned out to be a Taco Bell order.
Ah, okay, all right.
Yeah. In today's world, it never hurts to be cautious, even when the thing you have to be cautious about turns out to be Taco Bell. On Monday morning, the Tuscaloosa, Alabama Hazardous Device Unit. That's a cool name. Mm-hmm. Hazardous Device Unit.
Overreaction Grande is what they ordered.
Oh, is that what they had there? Okay.
Yeah.
Same 7 ingredients, but boy, howdy.
The Mistako Taco.
The Mistako. Mistako sounds real. It sounds like something's steak in it. That's good.
Yeah.
Anyways, called out to check on 2 suspicious packages located on the front steps of the federal courthouse there. And once on the scene, they sprung into action, according to Facebook posts from the Tuscaloosa Police Department, with an image of the possibly dangerous materials. Several officers responded, including motor officers who set up a perimeter around the building, blocking adjacent street to vehicle and foot traffic. Let's see. Ultimately, the post indicated the packages were discovered to contain an assortment of regular and Doritos Locos tacos, along with 4 beefy 5-layer burritos. Somebody's hungry.
It's a bomb, but it's not going to go off until much later.
Yeah. You got like 8 hours or something before that explodes.
Exactly, yeah. That's a slower ticking time bomb.
Yeah. Let's see. By 8:20 a.m., less than a half an hour later, the roads were reopened. Tacos and burritos had been safely disposed of in a dumpster.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't eat them. They didn't do it. It's a shame. Wasted food, man. Let's see. Is there a picture of this bag?
The red zone is for McDonald's only, please.
I want there to be a picture. Is there not one? Oh, poop. There's not one. Oh, maybe there is. Let me unblock that post. Yeah, there it is.
You found a photo?
Yeah, DuckDuckGo was blocking it because it's it's trying to take control of things. But anyway, here
because it's the Today Show and it's
yeah. They're trying to feed me bullshit all the time.
Is it in the video or do I have to scroll down for the photo?
Photos.
Oh, there it is right there.
Scroll, yeah.
It looks like it looks like the aftermath from a Office Depot.
Yeah, it looks like me eating on a Saturday afternoon. Look at that.
Exactly.
So wait a minute though. If nothing about that looks suspicious to me, who called this in?
Not even was all this in another bag? Is that the deal?
Well, they said 2 bags. I assume these items laying out were possibly in the second bag that's now wrinkled up over there. So let's say there were 2 bags
that one even says Taco Bell, doesn't it?
Yeah, and they've got a logo. I mean, maybe it wasn't that. Maybe they thought they were fake devices inside Taco Bell delivery.
I would like. They've clearly unwrapped each one to make sure that it is what it says it is.
Yeah.
You'd think that it would be in something else that looks suspicious, because if I see this, there's nothing suspicious about any of this. And
I agree.
The only thing suspicious is that somebody bought these, didn't eat them, and left them somewhere.
Completely agree. Yeah, I don't.
Oh, it was a delivery order. It was like some DoorDash.
Yeah, like a DoorDash or somthing.
Yeah,
I assume.
But
the only possible thing I could think of is somebody at the courthouse went, "Hey, there's 2 bags outside. They look like Taco Bell bags, but if none of you maybe did someone order it? No, we didn't order it, and then nobody cops to it. Then you're like, we better err on the safe side. That's probably how this happened, right?
Probably. Although I'd still, I don't know. I'd say, oh, nobody ordered this. All right, I'm going to go throw it away, and I would throw it away.
Yeah,
maybe I'm naive and I would get blown up in a case like this, but.
Well, you only would if it was an actual bomb, but then again, I mean, when's the Unabomber? When that all end? He's done, right? That's all over.
He's done. He and his hooded self are in seclusion after his manifesto and all that stuff.
So all that stuff, people, this hadn't happened in a while, and we haven't had remember those anthrax scares after 9/11 and all that. Like somebody somewhere wants to put a bomb somewhere and have someone grab it and have it explode. That's for sure. We know that, but. Yeah. This wasn't that day, and this was actual Taco Bell, and now it's gone to waste.
Yeah.
You dummies.
Although it didn't look like, I mean, that's probably like $8 worth of Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Like 5 Doritos Locos tacos and 2 beefy burritos.
So they're the ones
and now all of this is making me really want Taco Bell today.
I know,
Damn
dude.
It.
I know. This is the problem.
Yeah.
Here's the other funny thing. Taco Bell is so cheap, for the most part, that on DoorDash, when you're trying to get a $10 order because that gets you free delivery, you have to work at it to be like, oh, I'm not there yet. All right, add 2 more Locos, whatever tacos. Oh shoot, I'm still not there. All right, 5
still
later.
under.
It's really, really annoying. Sam, look, I know I eat too much Taco Bell. I'll admit it. Not all the time, but enough to know how much stuff costs, and they're cheap. And it's that's why they're partly, I think, why they're so successful. They keep it nice and cheap. They'll do one more story here. This is about a local story, so I have to play this. This is the rule. Hold on a second.
Utah Connection!
A BYU student, that's Brigham Young University in Provo, about, 40 minutes south of me, tried to make homemade rocket fuel in his dorm room. That's dumb. And created a fireball that displaced 22 people. Nobody got hurt, though, so we're all okay. But he made a giant fireball happen in there, like a dumbass.
I mean, it's not brain surgery.
No, it certainly isn't brain surgery. That rocket, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, thank you.
Police at Brigham Young University in Utah had to give an unconventional warning to students this weekend. Quote, keep your experiments in the lab, unquote. The warning came after a student living in one of the college dorms attempted to make homemade rocket fuel and instead created a fireball that engulfed the walls.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the dorms are all brick, so I assume there wasn't much of a fire hazard other than...
but still. Yeah. Do you kind of hope he walked out of his dorm, like the dorm room opens and then there's smoke that comes out and he walks out just like black stuff all over his face and his hair sticking straight out like he's, Yahoo Serious in that Young Einstein movie?
I mean, if not, what's even the point if he didn't do all that?
What did we learn from all of that sitcom training that we got?
Yeah, was that all for naught, I ask?
Yeah. What do you use to make rocket fuel? Like how many cans of Monster Energy drink and
no kidding, dude. Like how would you get that stuff? The fact that he got whatever he needed in there is kind of concerning,
Yeah.
I want some kid doing that. They don't really get into his motives in this article, which bums me out because I'd really like to know what he was doing this for. They seem to be, the framing of this is, well, he was just experimenting. But maybe he's a psycho. Maybe get that guy on a list. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
The tadpole, by the way, does get points because they use this as an opportunity to have a fantastic callback to Taco Bell as to what you use to make a giant bomb in your.
Oh, that's what you do.
dorm
Yeah,
room.
you bring $8 worth of Taco Bell back to your dorm and a little bit of gas,
yes.
and you're good. It says here the flames from the explosion had engulfed the walls and ceiling around the stove, and intense heat tripped the fire sprinkler system. Firefighters quickly secured the scene and were able to put out remnants of the fire. I don't know if that affected. Do you think that hit everybody's sprinklers, like not just that room, but like the whole building?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I wonder if those are on like a little, on like a segmented way. I don't know how you do it, right? How do you get water
I don't know how
past
you do
one
that.
set of sprinklers to go to the next? I'll bet it's all of the rooms on that chain.
On that
basically.
floor, yeah, it had to be that. At least
Yeah.
that floor. Well, I mean, these are old too. It's not like some hot new, setup
Yeah.
where that stuff's
Right.
all separate. It's old buildings. My guess is everybody got hit. I feel bad for some kid in his room working on his open face PC work. He's putting a new video card in, and then and then you're screwed. Oh, that would suck. Anyway, there's that. I do have one time. I have time for this last one here.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip ahead actually to the Vegas one. Let's tell this Vegas story.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to the Vegas
Yeah,
story.
Vegas. Let's give people reasons to think Vegas is weird.
Yeah.
Las Vegas restaurant accused of lacing their food with THC. Oh, yeah, baby.
Okay.
Las Vegas woman says a restaurant drugged her food with THC, the main psychoactive compound in marijuana. Other people online say the same thing happened to them at the same place. Quote, their food is usually really tasty and we've never had a problem before, says Samantha Diaz, one alleged victim, but this was a problem. Some people might say it's not a problem. I'm just saying. Some people might be happy to have a little weed in their...
Maybe, yeah. And it's legal in Vegas, so,
yeah,
why
totally
not?
legal.
Yeah.
Why the heck not? We know... Don't send us emails saying drugging people. We know it's spiking.
Yes, we know. Yes, exactly. This dosing
kidding.
people is bad.
We're
Yes,
kidding.
exactly.
We're just kidding, Brian and I. We're joking around.
Oh, thank you, Claire. Claire is the one who feels like she has to clarify. I think being drugged is always bad. Oh, thank you, Claire.
Oh, Claire, if you hadn't have said
I don't know
so...
if that's really her because it's not all caps.
Yeah.
Who's
what's going
typing on Claire's account? Because it's clearly not her.
Did your caps lock button finally break, Claire? Is that what happened?
Yeah. Are we getting Claire splained by somebody?
We're getting
there
Claire
we go. Now
splained.
it's all in caps.
It says, check this out. So they ate at this place. It's called The Secret of Siam. You ever been there? It's not on the strip, I don't
I'm
think.
confusing it. There's another place called the something Lotus of Siam. There's another one that is a really good Thai place called. Is it just called Lotus of Siam? Oh man, somebody's gonna be able to help me with that one. But
this
no,
one's
haven't
in
been to
North-
Secrets of Siam.
This one's in Northwest Vegas, so probably not strip anyway.
Probably
but
not. Yeah.
Maybe they have locations. But anyway, they were there recently. She says something was off.
Ancient Siamese secret, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Diaz took a curry dish home and then experienced symptoms when she ate it 2 days later. It was like I was melting onto my chair, and I got all disoriented and heavy. I thought, what's happening here? She thought she was having a stroke. I said to my husband, honey, I think I'm high. And he was like, get out of here. We haven't left the house in 2 days. It wasn't until Super Bowl Sunday that Diaz came across social media posts about other people on next door had the same experience. I said, honey, get in here. I didn't make it up, Diaz recalled. So they're trying to make you like their food more. Because
I guess.
you
Wow.
eat it, you
Usually
go, I'm
it's.
so satisfied. I'm going to just sleep
I
now.
remember when people were complaining about MSG, not THC. Yeah, Lotus of Siam is the one in Vegas that is known all around the country for being as good as it is. Like, it is really, really good. I put a link in there. It's a northern Thai food place, and James and Svet have taken me there twice, maybe Mitsula once or something like that. But I know I've been there a couple times, and it is so freaking good.
Yeah, it sounds good. Everything you've said makes me want to eat there. So
Yeah.
I shall consider it on my visit there.
Yeah, James Beard Award, Best Thai in Las Vegas.
Who's James Beard? I don't know who that is.
He's a national food not critic, but award system.
So
one.
not the drummer for
Not
ZZ
like-
Top then, not that guy.
That's Frank Beard.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so yes, not him. It's like Michelin stars kind of thing, right? Where it's
Oh, here he is. Born in 1903, died in 85 at the age of 81. He was known, let's see, James Andrews Beard.
The James Beard Foundation.
American chef, cookbook author, teacher, television personality, pioneered television cooking shows. Widely considered one of the great chefs in American history. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Seems like you probably could make a nice egg in the morning.
Yeah, for sure.
We can get that done. All right, we're going to take a break.
It's like a prestigious award if you get the James Beard Award.
That makes sense. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to... Normally, we talk to Wendi. Wendi is traveling today, so instead, we're going to talk to someone who's done the Real Steps program with Wendi. And has
completed the steps that are real.
Yeah, and had an amazing experience. And I want to hear how it went, because we talk about it kind of lightly sometimes, like, oh yeah, check out realsteps.org. But apparently this thing is making like a giant difference in people's lives. So we're going to find out just how much right after this song break that Brian has prepared.
Huge thanks to Brendan Burke of the Syndicate for sending me this one. Really cool. This is an artist named I Am Snow Angel. Her real name is Julie Catherine, but she performs as I Am Snow Angel. Maybe it's like I Am No Angel kind of thing, but I Am Snow Angel. Anyway, she's a multi-instrumentalist. She's a producer, sound designer, songwriter. This comes from her upcoming album Lost World. This single is excellent. It's the title track from her new upcoming album, which comes out May 6th. So make sure you check out that album. Very gold frap, very Santa Gold. It's my favorite thing, electronics with female vocals. I don't know why.
Oh, same.
Why I love that so much. But
I do too. What is it about that, do you think? I'm the same way.
It's such a great combination. I don't know what it is.
Love it. Chill poppy stuff.
Yeah. Churches, great example of that. Anyway, here you go. So here is Lost World by I Am Snow Angel, the title track from the upcoming album.
You got her looking like that white guy with the afro you be painting on TV.
Open Batmobile. Allow Harley to drive.
This is the Morning Stream, exorcising demons since 2012.
I can't wait to go back and listen to that. You know, I like the Chiverches.
I know you like the Chiverches, and this is very Chiverch-like. Yeah. I Am Snow Angel is the artist, and the brand new album coming out May 6th is called Lost World. That was the title track.
Very, very nice. All right. We're going to bring in one Stephanie Bates to the program.
Okay.
I should have said the name earlier. Bates. Yeah. And we'll see how this goes. I don't think we'll play Wendy's theme song because that's weird, right?
Hello?
Oh, hello. Is this Steph?
It is.
Oh,
Hi.
my gosh. Hello. Hi, and welcome. How the heck are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How the heck are you two?
Oh, we're pretty good.
We're good.
Yeah, we're all right. Hey, I know earlier, her and I have had a little conversation off air, and you were talking about how you were going to feel a little nervous or whatever, but we're just dorks, and you sound great. You
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It's my people then.
Yeah,
Yes,
totally
exactly.
your people. Yeah, we're just potato heads here having a good potato time.
Outstanding. As long as I can be a total goofus, then we are all good here.
Oh, good.
There's no limit to the goofusness that we can be on the show. So
Outstanding.
Yes. Well, my sister Wendi, who you're familiar with, obviously, tells me that Stephanie is one of the great success stories of the Real Steps program. And that's obviously a really cool thing to hear. But like I was saying to Brian, we just sort of mention that thing when she's on here. We say, "Oh, go check it out, everybody," whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We don't make a giant deal out of it.
Yeah,
and I think
we usually end with it.
Yeah, we usually end with it. It's like, oh, it's like her little find me on Twitter moment or whatever.
Right. The Real Steps afterthought.
Yeah, the Real Steps afterthought.
Exactly.
But you've actually seen what she and her partner are doing up close and know what the program is and how it affects people and all of that. I'd just love to hear your take on it and how it's helped, or what you would tell other people about it, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean it's totally awesome. I have done 5 rounds, I think, of Real Steps at this point. And it's really just like if you're feeling stuck in a rut, or you want to start feeling better about yourself, better about your body, better about your mental health. If you're sick of like the diet roller coaster, then Real Steps is absolutely for you. It's basically all about just making small steps that you can achieve every day that will help you feel better in the long run and improve your relationship with your body and your mind. And with food, I mean, that's been the biggest change for me. Real Steps has really, I mean, I'm totally a diet roller coaster person. You know what I mean? I've been on and off diets for years and years and years, and they only work for, you know, a certain amount of time before you start going crazy. And then you end up, you know, falling off the wagon and gaining everything back and then some.
Right.
And what's really cool about Real Steps is it kind of like, it almost divorces you from that process. Like one of the first things they tell you to do in Real Steps is to put away your scale. Like, don't look at the number on the scale. The number is not important in feeling healthy, in feeling better. Like, obsessing about the number is not going to be good for you in the long run. And there was something really magical in putting away the scale, because it helped me to just focus on how my body was feeling aside from that number. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally does. Like
Yeah.
That's really interesting to me, because we always think, or at least in a modern sense, I think we think that we need to categorize everything and also have metrics for everything. And I think that some of that is true. Like, it helps to have data for lots of things. But in this particular case, the data you want from a scale, which is, did I lose anything? How am I this week? Whatever. It's so common and so burned into us that that's the metric, that we forget all other metrics. And those other metrics being, and this is a lot of this comes from my conversation I've had with Wendi about this. So correct me if I get this wrong, because you're on the actual program. But she talks all the time about how, while data is always good, this one particular piece of data may not be more important than your attitude that day. Like, that 3 pounds you lost is fine, but if your attitude still sucks, or you feel gross or whatever, that's not the metric.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it, or it's at least not the important number.
Not working anyway. Yeah,
right. So yeah, like there's something to be said for putting away the thing that is always trying to the thing that determines your whether you think you're doing good or think you're doing bad. Because the truth is, you could be healthier one day and a pound over, and unhealthier another day and 2 pounds down. Well, which would you rather be? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, like, it's sort of controversial almost to say, but like, weight has nothing to do with health. And when you put aside that number on the scale, it actually connects you back into your body, and you can start thinking, well, what foods do I actually like? What movement actually feels good to me? Like, am I doing this because it makes me feel better, or am I doing this because I want the number on this scale to shrink? So if you throw away the number on the scale, it's only, I am doing this because it makes me feel good, and it makes me feel healthy, and it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
And then you actually start learning stuff about yourself.
That's nice, right? Actually knowing what the heck's going on in your own head. So, let me ask you this about the program, because I assume this is true, but the focus, or the combination of focuses where it's about mental health, but it's tied so closely to physical health, was that a revelation for you and others in the program to kind of come to grips with the idea that these things are not somehow separate, that our attitudes and our mental stabilities and all of that other stuff is not so divorced from our physical selves? Seems like that's a big focus for Wendi and what she does.
Yeah, it's a big focus. And I don't know how much of a revelation necessarily it was, because, like, yeah, if you move, you feel better. But I think the biggest revelation is that movement doesn't have to be a punishment. Like, it doesn't have to, like, be no pain, no gain, or go big or go home. It can just be a small walk around the neighborhood, and that will improve your mental health, and it will make you feel better. And that, as long as you can be consistent with it, then that's the important part, not necessarily like all the weight you can lose or all the muscle you can gain. Just, literally just focus on the things that you are doing and how they make you feel inside.
So
like,
the
super easy peasy.
The concept of real steps as opposed to just steps. Like, they can be, doesn't matter how big those steps are, they just need to be meaningful and real.
Yeah.
Hence
exactly.
the name. Look at me I'm doing all the marketing for Wendi and about her name. Real
and a
steps.
lot of the time, those steps, those real steps, are just itty bitty baby steps. And as long as you can be consistent with that step, it doesn't matter how big it is. Like, you want to be able to do the smallest thing that you can achieve every single day. And then that kind of is a like boost for your mental health too. Like, look at all the crap that I'm getting done every day. When before, like, I was just sitting on the couch eating potato chips.
Oh, and as much as that
You know
sounds,
what I mean?
as much as that
Which is
sounds
awesome.
wonderful, yeah, everyone loves a bag of chips on the couch, but
Right.
it may not be the step you want. So if you had to say whether or not, well, I always wonder this, like in any kind of program of any sort where people are trying to improve themselves or do new things or whatever, there's always this issue of you're going to relapse, even if it's like, I don't know, Alcoholics Anonymous or, what's the drug one, whatever it is.
Narcotics Anonymous, I think.
Something.
NA, yeah.
NA, is that it? The chance of relapse and then of the process of coming back, admitting it, doing better next time. I assume that's part of this program as well, because not everybody's going to have a perfect day where they took all the right, quote unquote, real steps. They're going to have a couple of steps backwards. How is that? Yeah. How do you feel like that's being handled?
Well, I think it's great. Another thing that we always end up saying is that there is no way to fail real steps. Like, as long as you wake up in the morning and, get out of bed, you kind of win. It's sort of, there's not really a sense of failure. Like, if you don't get all of your goals or steps done in one day, that's okay. There's always tomorrow. Like, there's no judgment. It's all just about learning a lesson. Like, so I ate until I was uncomfortable today. That doesn't mean I'm a bad person. That doesn't mean I failed the day. That just means, oh, maybe I was hungrier than usual, or, oh, maybe I was a little bit more stressed. Like, I learned the lesson. And now I take from that, all of these things, all of these wonderful, glorious things to be able to, kind of step back on and do the littlest possible thing. And then that's also, like, I think what's really glorious about Real Steps too is that it's just baby steps. And that makes it so much simpler. Like, it's not, I'm going to cut out, all carbs all the time forever and ever, amen, like from here on out.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of, that's not necessarily sustainable a lot of the time. It's, I'm just going to pay attention to how I feel before I eat today. Like, just take 30 seconds to gauge how hungry am I feeling right now. Yeah. Like, am I eating because I'm hungry or am I eating because I'm stressed?
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know. For me, that was super sustainable. And it led me to, kind of progress more. And now, like, I feel like I'm more in touch with my body, with my hunger cues. Like, I can have potato chips in the house or peanut butter in the house, ice cream in the house. Whereas before I would have been like, oh, I can't be around that because I'm just going to eat all of it. Like, I'm gonna,
temptation. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I'm going to jam it all in my gullet. And then, but like, Real Steps kind of helped me to drop those restrictions, really kind of focus on how I'm feeling, how certain things make me feel. And now, like, I don't even think about the potato chips that are in the house or the peanut butter in the house unless, I want some, and then I eat some, and it's not a big deal. I mean, that, like, I never thought I'd say that about myself.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That alone is like a gigantic change. Like, you've got a real mindful outlook on that kind of stuff, and I think that's super rad. No one out there listening should think any of this is easy. There's a reason why it's a thing that you have to stick to, and there's accountability, and there's all this stuff with the program, but anybody can do it. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's a practice. I think that's important too. Like, it's a practice, and you're not going to be perfect every day. You're never going to be perfect. Like, that's impossible. But, you're going to do your best, and you're going to practice, and you're going to learn lessons about it. And that's, I don't know, to me, that's a huge success.
I agree. Go check out realsteps.org, everybody listening in chat or otherwise, and see if it's everything's kind of laid out there so you understand it.
Yes.
You've heard Wendi here for the last 12 years, however long we've been doing this. So you kind of know, what you're getting into there. And, I've heard nothing but amazing things. And, I'm biased. It's my sister. But even without that, I think all of this would impress me. So I think that's awesome. Yeah. Well, she thinks the world of you. I can tell you that. She was like all excited last night. She's like, I'm so excited for Steph. I'm so sad I'm not going to be there. Anyway, she's stoked for you.
So nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway.
And she's great. And Elena, it's Wendi, who you all know and love, is an awesome therapist. And then Elena Jorgensen, who is an equally awesome registered dietitian who run the program. And the last day to enroll is at midnight on Sunday, February 27th.
Oh, get on that then. Yeah, get in there, folks. And let us know what you think.
It starts on Monday the 28th.
Well, awesome, Stephanie. Thanks for hanging out with us and giving us a deeper look at how that stuff works. And this way, this way, Wendy doesn't have to feel all weird because she feels like she's promoting herself. But when we promote her, it's fine.
She figured out the perfect way around that.
Yeah, actually. She did. She really did. She didn't even do it. She didn't even know we were going to really do it that hard. But I don't know. I'm proud of the work she's doing, and I'm glad it's working for so many. You included, Steph. So that's awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, for sure. This was fun. Thanks for chatting with me.
All right, we'll see you again.
Thanks.
She's great.
She is.
I feel like she's been a listener for a long time, and she said something to me earlier that I think is okay to share. I should have said it while she was here, but she says, I'm totally great for this until I remember you guys have a ton of listeners. I'm like, well, yeah. But Brian and I ignore that every day. We pretend like we don't have listeners.
Yeah. We pretend we're talking to one person. Usually we pretend we're talking to us.
Yeah, exactly.
To us.
Exactly, 100%. So anyway, it's all cool. And we'll see Wendy next week. She'll be back. I'm not even sure where she's traveling, but she's coming here the week you're in Dallas. For this family thing,
for the family reunion deal,
whatever. Even I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, good luck with it.
Yeah, I know, dude. All the Phoenix people are coming, and they're fine. They're great. Can't wait to see them. All right, Brian, tell me. Okay, two things. We got Coverville coming up today, but also I really do think you should promote your painting videos. So when are these happening?
All right, so Coverville is happening today. That is going to be at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, twitch.tv/Coverville, celebrating the 50th birthday of Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day. Yeah, the dude's 50. So, of course, a lot of Green Day covers, but also some solo Billy Joe Armstrong stuff that he did during lockdown. You'll get some of that as well. That's coming up at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, and then the painting stream. I don't know. I'm trying to do those regularly at 4 p.m. Mountain. So just click the little button that gets you notified anytime I go live on Coverville, and that's probably the best time to do it, or best way to do it, so that you know when I go live with those. But I'm hoping to do another one today and finish up America Chavez and maybe start somebody new. So right now I'm painting Marvel minis from the Marvel United box, and I don't know how many I have left of this box. Let's see, what's my current count? It's gonna be some scary sad number. 44. I still have 44 minis to paint from this original box.
That's a lot, dude.
It is a lot, but it's down from whatever it was before, like almost double that. I think I'm at the halfway point. I think it was about 85 or 86.
That's actually pretty impressive. You've gone through that much.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. I do need to post some finished photos, especially like the ones you guys see me paint on the stream. You want to see them up close and see what they look like. So I will start putting them in a place where people can see.
Very nice. Very nice. If you're home thinking about painting minis, good news. Brian's got your back.
Yeah, just jump in and do it. It's very Bob Ross. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a little peach to bring out the flesh tone of Black Widow's face.
That's right. And, yeah. Just tiny little strokes.
Tiny, happy little Ultrons. Happy little Ultrons.
That was this reference from Fezco from Euphoria right here.
You got her looking like that white guy with the afro. You be painting on TV.
I love Fezco. You don't know who that is yet, but when you watch that show...
No idea about anything Euphoria, but I know that it's huge right now. Like, so many people are getting into that show. So.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid it, and also it's really rough, but I'm telling you, Fezco, character of the year, maybe. All right. Hey, Brian, we're done with the show today. We're going to get out of here. Before we do, though, quick reminder that patreon.com/TMS is the place for you, dear listener, to do your thing. So do that and check it out. Lots of good reasons to sign up, and we'd appreciate it if you did. Even $1 a month would go a long way to help us out. Patreon.com/TMS. Reminder about this weekend, we're doing a play date on Saturday after Film Sack, if we have a Film Sack.
Yes.
That's currently...
that's right. That's a good point. Yeah, we might not. We're finding out today if we have a Film Sack or not.
And if we don't, that probably means we could start earlier if we wanted here. But Dunaway's tied up in some funeral arrangements and stuff for some family loss, so we're trying to give him as wide a berth as possible on whatever he needs to do.
We're doing a better job at trying to give him time than he's doing. Like, I don't know, I might still be able to do it. We're like, no, take some time, man.
Yeah, take whatever time you need. He's trying to do this thing, and I really admire it, but he's trying to like keep everything as normal as possible so that it's good. He's doing it for the right reasons, but we're just like, dude, take whatever you need.
Yeah,
we're good here. We'll cover.
So
for
we'll
you.
know tomorrow. We'll talk about it on TMS PM. So patrons will get the information, but also keep an eye on Twitter, and we'll talk about it there as far as what time the play date is starting.
Yep, and a quick announcement next week. Monday, Brian is here. So normal show on Monday with Brian, me and Brian.
Correct.
Tuesday, my wife will be sitting in as co-host. Tuesday. Sorry, I got it backwards. Tuesday, Justin Robert Young will be here as my co-host.
Right, you got the Gerbs, yeah.
Yeah, Gerb will be back. Wednesday, my wife. Thursday, the return of TV's Travis.
Oh, nice.
He was
a fellow mini painter, as a matter of fact.
And he was a favorite last time this happened. So we thought, hey, why not bring him back?
You doing another stream, Scott? Another evening stream or something like that? Afternoon stream?
I don't know. Am I? What
don't
am
know
I
about
doing?
what?
I don't think so. The evening stream. TES, the evening stream.
The evening stream.
I got to get the music done. Fletcher's got to do a bunch of work. We're just going to dupe the whole thing. But, it's like having a second wife in another state. That's how I'm doing it. Anyway, so, and then, of course, when Brian gets back, we'll get all the great Disney stories. I can't wait for that.
For sure. Yeah, I'm hoping that there's going to be some weirdness with people out there, but none that affects our enjoyment of Disneyland.
Yeah, exactly. Don't know what. Nobody should touch your churro with their penis or something.
Ooh,
like,
please do not. Yes, I'm going to be seeing the lovely Sam Jane and her husband Randy something. Anyway, going to be seeing them on Friday morning for breakfast.
Oh, very nice. That name's familiar. Randy
I know. It's like, it's right. Is it Randy Travis? No.
Oh, Randy Travis. Oh no, that's not it. Travis Randy?
Johnson, the baseball player? No.
Randall Park?
Randy?
No.
Yeah, maybe Randall Parks? No.
No, that's not it. All right. Well, good luck. Don't try to say machete in front of him.
Oh, I'm probably going to get some chorizo, though, with my breakfast. Chorizo.
Ask for some extra herbs on it while you're there. All right.
What kind of herbs do you use in your chorizo omelet?
That's awesome. You guys are going to do that. I'm jealous. All right. Have fun there. In the meantime, everybody, we're done. So, Brian, let's play a song so we can go. What do you got?
Okay. Tim, who goes by TRPW in the chat, wrote in, said, hey, tomorrow's my birthday, and I'm in the mood for a Joe Meek cover, possibly a remake. Telstar will also work by the Tremolos. Thanks. Signed TRPW. Joe Meek, by name, I'm not 100% familiar with, but I know he's part of the Honeycombs. I think he's the lead vocalist of the band. But he did ask for a cover of a song by the Honeycombs. And let's see, he was a producer. Yeah, so he did. He produced the song that we're about, or a cover, the original of the song that we're about to play, a cover of the Tornadoes, Telstar. Oh, I think it said the Tremolos. Anyway, Joe Meek is who
that's the guy
we're talking about.
Yep.
Anyway, actually, we're really talking about TRPW. Happy birthday. And you asked for a cover of the song Have I the Right? You're going to love this. In 2010, the band Vampire Weekend did an iTunes session where they did a cover of this song. They're a band not known for doing a lot of covers. As a matter of fact, I can probably count on one hand the covers I'm aware of that Vampire Weekend has done, and those guys are due for a cover album.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I
awesome.
agree. It's mostly the other way. People are doing their songs, and they need to do some others.
They need to do some others. So here is Vampire Weekend with their cover of the Honeycombs, Have I the Right?
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Alcohol is dynamite.
Is it though?